one day I'm going to look back and I'm going to get quite nostalgic about it.
I think that was one of the best nights of my life. It was just like absolutely crazy.
There's no other feeling, like you can't describe it. It's just awesome.
My name's Ben. I'm 21. I am a bartender at a bar/pub in the city.
I'm Eric Watson. I'm 27 years old and I'm a photographer.
My name's Aisling and I'm 21 years old and I'm a bartender.
I'm studying a double degree of media and law at Adelaide University. About 3.5 years ago, I first got a job at the pub day after I finished my hospitality course. And I'm like, I'm looking for a bartending gig. He's like, yeah, no worries, we don't have any at the moment, but you can glass you for like a couple of weeks. 7 months later, I moved up from the glassy position to the bar. But I've been bartending for about 2.5, almost 3 years now.
First got into photography seriously about 5 or 6 years ago. There was a band from the US called Graf Warlock, and they had a photographer touring with them. He gave me his card and I contacted him. Turned out he already had an assistant, but he was leaving a nightclub job at a club called Lavish. So he was like, yeah, cool, just take over my Lavish job.
I'm studying speech pathology at the moment. I'm in my second year. In 2010, I think, when I took a gap year and travelled overseas, and the easiest job to get as someone travelling was bartending. The pay in Greece was absolute crap. It was $30 a night, no matter if you worked an hour or 13 hours. Basically, we weren't allowed to tell any of our clients that we had a boyfriend, and we had to sort of flirt with them and engage with them, just conversation or whatever, to try and get them to buy more drinks. It was extremely different being a bartender overseas.
Pretty early on in the night, I mean, sometimes I start pretty early, 5 o'clock. You get all these after work crowd that come in, so it's pretty quiet. You do food and stuff, but there's not a lot happening, so you sort of just walk around and clean stuff, look busy, I suppose, make sure everything's running smoothly, set up anything that needs to be set up for the rest of the night.
My official title is photographer, essentially. It's more than just that, though. They get me to run their Facebook pages, and as well as that, spend some time at home, obviously editing all the content. Our joint doesn't really have an age restriction. It's just for people who really appreciate whatever type of music is playing. You want to have a dance and whatnot. I guess that's why I really like the place.
Friday night I work 12 till 4:30. I have half an hour to get the bar ready, set up, which includes just putting out all our most popular bottles so that they're on speed pour, cutting up lemons and limes, make sure my glasses are all ready, things like that.
The hours are kind of rough. I'm a bit nocturnal normally, so I'm not too bad, but the fact that if you have to get up in the morning and you have to work at night kind of sucks. Takes it out of you a bit. Heaps of times, I have to work on Thursday nights, and then on Friday morning I have to be at uni at 10 a.m. And I swear to God, I look like the duddest kid. I've got sleep hair, and I'm all ruffled, and I kind of smell like yeast from the night before.
My sleeping patterns, they're pretty much fucked, yeah. It doesn't matter so much physically. You don't feel physically tired. Your brain just doesn't want to function properly. The only way to combat that is to have a rest, and you can't have 10 hours and expect to be like better for a certain amount of time. It's just you have to have a good like solid REM sleep.
When I first started working like night hours, I just found that I could not get up the next day. I seemed to get sick. Well, to put it this way, I've had that sort of start of a cold for like nearly 2 years now, ever since I've been in night bar work. My body finds it really hard to work these late nights and then survive on little sleep. If you speak to me tomorrow morning or Sunday morning, it will be like this, like way worse. So yeah, it's definitely affected.
Yeah, the job does, it impacts my social life, but it doesn't define it. I am constantly trying to get friends to come to the club and whatnot because I want to hang out with them, but I don't really get many chances because when I sleep, they're awake.
It's hard having to always work Friday and Saturday nights, and so missing a lot of social events.
You meet all these really interesting people at work, but they're your mates at work and you don't really see anyone else. It is quite difficult for my girlfriend and I to see each other sometimes, but you got to just sort of do what you can and make the best effort that you can.
Well, we've basically finished cleaning out the bar. It was really quiet night tonight, so we finished a bit early. Just packing up everything. It doesn't need to be a thorough clean because we're working again tomorrow, so we'll take it all out then.
Showing your bartenders a little courtesy goes a long way. People that snap their fingers at you and stuff and, call you over and just, I don't know, that's probably the worst thing.
I don't mind being tapped on the shoulder or like, waved or brushed against or patted or whatever, that's fine. But I do have people literally like grab me and like pull me away from whatever I'm doing. Just don't be a dick. Like, just not hard. Sometimes I guess it is. Yeah.
Some of the fights I've seen there are pretty scary, like pretty full on, a lot of blood, and because there's so many people in the club, a lot of people involved.
It's also sometimes we have a bit of a joke behind the bar. It's probably not the best thing, but if you're really rude, like if you're really, really rude, I will go out of my way to cock block you.
I like some guy was walking back towards me and I was holding a whole bunch of shots. I was like, whoa, and I put my foot out to tap him on the side of the leg. And when I did, he turned around and he was like, oh, and got all aggressive. I was the bar staff for security, and then he started getting in my face about, what are you calling security? And that's when he started laying into my face. So, yeah, definitely. Most of the time, it's great fun, but sometimes you get punched in the face.
Yeah, I definitely think it's worth working this job. It's probably one of the best jobs I've ever had.
Working in like a sort of like party environment doesn't really feel like work that much. The positives definitely outweigh the negatives.
I wouldn't do this job if I didn't love it. When you capture like a moment, like two people like have a like cheeky kiss on a dance floor, or two people laughing at each other's stupid dance, or you're just like, yes, I did that. I got that, and it's here. And it was back then, now it's now. Forever. Love it.